The citizens of Alabama want to live without worrying about crime. Obviously, everyone is concerned about public safety. That's at the top of the list at Thomasville Life Tech as well. But we must also recognize the challenges that ex-prisoners face when they're returning to society and to the workforce. If they can't find a job, if they have few employable skills to begin with, if they have a history of drug or alcohol abuse, they are pretty much doomed to failure. No job, no money, for some of them, no place to live. You can almost hear the clock ticking. The staff at Thomasville Life Tech and Alabama Southern's Life Tech Institute have done a good job of identifying the challenges and the barriers that ex-offenders face on reentry. The curriculum meets industry-driven standards developed by the National Center for Construction Education and Research, or NCCER. The vocational training focuses on the high-demand field of construction. It just makes sense to return these men to the labor market. It saves taxpayers on the huge cost of incarceration. It generates new revenue by turning individuals who might have been a drain on the economy into tax-paying citizens. Transitional training costs less than reincarceration. When residents first arrive on site, we begin preparing them for going back to school. During the first week, residents get their photo IDs made at education, and they take tests, lots of tests. They are given the TABE test, or Test of Adult Basic Education, which shows their educational attainment level and helps with placement later. They also take the Work Keys test, which shows how well they can perform in basic tasks that they might be required to perform on a job site. Work Keys indicates their aptitudes and their weaknesses and suggests career choices. Other entities on site help us identify residents who don't have a high school diploma or GED, especially those with literacy issues. As soon as they're identified, those residents begin taking classes to prepare for their GED or just to learn to read and write. Over 150 residents have taken the GED test while on site, and our passing rate is several points higher than the state average. Then, after the treatment component, the residents move to education. Those who have a diploma spend the entire day in technical classes and some remedial and college prep education classes to boost their grammar and math skills. The technical trades that are taught at Life Tech Institute include welding, painting and drywall, masonry, electricity, and carpentry. Those who complete the classes are placed on NCCER's registry so employers can verify their coursework. We've developed good relationships with some employers, and a few even come to the site to recruit from our soon-to-be graduates. These employers appreciate the fact that our curriculum includes safety classes. Now let's take a look at the various courses offered, starting with welding. Students enrolled in the welding program get classroom instruction as well as practical training in real-world projects here at Life Tech Institute. This course provides the student with instruction on safety practices and terminology in the shielded metal arc welding process. Emphasis is placed on welding terminology, setup and operation, and related information in the SMAW process. This course also covers the rules of basic safety and identification of shop equipment. It provides the student with the skills and knowledge necessary for the safe operation of oxy-fuel cutting. In these photos, actual students are applying learned skills while building a metal storage facility on site. Students learn to weld beads on plate in the flat position, make fillet welds in the horizontal, vertical, and overhead positions, perform oxy-fuel cutting, and to identify the types and functions of electrodes. The students are taught stick welding with an introduction to wire feeders at the end of the class. Depending on their individual capabilities, some may advance to MIG and TIG welding as well as pipe welding if they show a great deal of ability. Learned skills along with practical application, provide the students with the experience that should carry into the workplace as they graduate. Another of the courses offered at Life Tech Institute is Masonry. This course is designed as an introduction and orientation to masonry construction, specifically to brick and block construction. Topics include the identification and safe use of tools, equipment, and masonry materials. Upon completion, the student should have a general knowledge of masonry and an overview of concrete finishing. But at Life Tech Institute, the instruction is never completely confined to the classroom. Masonry students apply the skills they learn in hands-on training in the construction bay. They also get a chance to practice their skills through projects on site. For almost 3 years, the probation and parole side of the campus did not have a sign. The old one was torn down when landscaping for the Institute's campus began. This made it very hard for family members to find our site. It also made directing people to the site difficult. Now, thanks to the hard work of the students in these photos and their instructor, we have a sign we can be proud of and one that any driver should notice. Being able to tell a potential employer that you have that type of practical on-the-job experience is a benefit to the graduates of this course. The drywall and painting course introduces students to interior and exterior finishing materials and techniques. Topics include interior trim of windows and doors, ceilings and wall moldings, exterior sidings, trim work, painting, and masonry finishes. Upon completion, the student should be able to identify, describe the uses of, and install different types of doors, windows, and moldings, identify and install the types of exterior sidings and trim, and describe the different types of paint and their proper application. They will learn different angles of cuts and the proper use of tools. In addition, an emphasis is placed on work ethic. The main focus of carpentry is framing ceilings and roofs. Emphasis is placed on the various types of ceiling and roofing frames, rafters, trusses, ceiling joists, roof decking, and roofing materials. Upon completion, students should be able to explain how to frame a roof and ceiling, identify proper installation materials, and describe applicable safety rules. Components of the hands-on training and instruction include foundations, floors, walls, ceilings, roofs, windows, and doors. The goal is to teach students how to build a basic structure from foundation to gable. A study of the basic concepts and application of alternating current is provided for students in the residential electricity class. Specific topics include Introduction to AC Electrical Theory, AC Electrical Measurements, and constructing and measuring various types of AC circuits. Students gain hands-on experience through various laboratory problems. Emphasis is placed on the use of scientific calculators and the operation of various test equipment used to analyze and troubleshoot AC circuits. Students are given basic information on the Southern Building Code for residential wiring, determining load service, and identifying and reading basic schematics, blueprints, and scale drawings. One extra we've been able to offer is forklift certification. The electrical instructor is a certified forklift trainer, and almost 100% of our program completers receive a certificate in forklift operation. Some have been able to obtain warehouse jobs after leaving. Students must pass a written test as well as a proficiency test in driving, stacking, driving on an incline, backing, and etc. The education component also includes job placement. Thanks for listening, and here's another speaker who will tell you more about how we help individuals find employment.